everyone, this is Andrea, the Girl Plus Paper. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be working with a brand new stamp of the month from Close to My Heart called You Warm My Heart. It's available the month of November 2020 only, so be sure to get yours. I'll put all information in the link below for you to find out how. This stamp set has so many different cute images on it and sentiments, but we're going to be focusing on a Thanksgiving feel. So this is a stamp set here, and we're going to work with the pie and the whipped cream and this border and some of the words. And I've already put some of our stamps right onto our acrylic blocks, and I'm just taking out our foam here. And this is what the card looks like. I really think it's quite adorable the way that it came together, and I want to share how to do this. I thought these would be great for making this year because I'm not quite sure I'm going to see all my relatives in person. So I began my project with a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch piece of wood grain paper that is from our current annual catalog. And I picked up my Peacock Feathers Distressed ink, and I'm just going to put the border here up at the top and at the bottom of my wood grain piece. Now your wood grain might vary, but that's okay depending on where you cut it. And just fit the words and the borders in, or any of the other little items that you want to make. Now I love the Distress ink because it's so bold. It sits on top of the paper and the color really stays true here. And that's why I've decided to stamp first before we go on and make the rest of the cards. This has a little time to dry. It's a mix between pigment ink and regular dye-based ink. So it just needs a moment or two longer to dry. So it's safer to stamp and then set this piece aside. So I've just switched out my sentiment here, and I'm putting the word cutie. Some of these words will be hidden behind the little design elements that we'll put on this card, but that's okay. Just fill up that card as much as you like. And again, that was the Distress ink in Peacock Feather. Now I've pulled out my Scalloped circle. Again, all the links will be down below for you in the video description. And I've used some white vanilla, French vanilla cardstock here. It's not a true white, it's just a little bit of a creamy white. And it is beautiful. So I'm picking up our brown gray blend, tri-blend marker here. And I'm just using the light side. And I'm going to just outline. You know, like we did when we were children? You just give it a little depth of color here. So it's not coloring the whole whipped cream image in. I'm leaving that kind of true to color, but I just wanted to lay down some highlighting or shading along the outside. I've got my tan blend pens, and I'm just going to start with the darkest, and once again just outlining my pie crust here. So you'll see that I work from darkest to lightest for the most part, and then I go back and I add color as I feel it needs, layers of color. So I've done that, and it's okay if you go over a little like I just did there. I want you to know it's okay. Here I'm actually putting in the lightest color because there's so little room here. It's okay if you go outside the lines because we're going to cut that away anyway. So, you know, it's okay if it bleeds out just a tiny bit because that'll help you to cut more accurately. And this was the gold brown blend. And I'm just taking the lightest color because I think I really need some more depth here in the pie crust. So I really want a darker shade. So I'm just going back, laying down a line of that in its lightest color. And I'm pulling back out our original marker and just going over a few more times. I just like that creates the depth in the shading. Now we're going to use this orange blend, tri-blend marker. And I'm starting once again with the darkest and just trying to create the highlight, the dark shading here. And then we'll go into the highlighting as we add our lighter shades. These markers are wonderful. I know you've seen me use them many times before, but I love them because they really is 3 shades of the same color all in one marker. So you don't have to go searching around. But you'll see that I also do love them because you can add some more colors to it. In my last video, you might have seen, where I used the You Warm My Heart stamp set, and I used it for a Christmas card in our Christmas card series. I even layered some of that brown gray in there to create some warm shadows. And, you know, here I am, I'm picking up, oh, which one was this again? I think this was the tan shade marker, and I'm just going over to create more depth. You can see I did up there, but not down below yet, and you can see how much deeper it looks. So I'm just going to outline the rest of this, and I'm going to go back and add some more back with the orange shades. Okay, so you can layer not only the shades in one given marker, but you can keep adding different shades, and it's all going to blend. Just blend it out and see what results you come up with. It's just paper. If you don't like it, you can always start again. But I wanted to give you a good idea of what colors I used to color this pie and its whipped cream here. So I really like the way that came out. I think it's a bold piece of pie and it just makes me happy. So now I have our micro tip non-stick scissors. Say that 3 times quickly. And those are just wonderful little tools because nothing sticks to them. You'll see me later on, I'll probably cut up some foam tape, and it does not leave sticky residue on those coated blades there. So I'm just going to quickly go around this pie cut. These stamped images right here aren't too difficult to fussy cut. I'm not a big fussy cutter, but they really don't have a lot of small intricate pieces to go. So you can just go right along the edges and you've got it cut out. So I thought it was worth cutting it out and, you know, giving it that detail. So now if you have a little white left on the end, on the edges, instead of cutting, go back with your marker and just, you know, add some more color so that this way you can go over anywhere where there might be a little white peeking through. Let's get rid of all of our trash here and clean up our workstation. Now I've got a piece of Lagoon Cardstock. It's cut in a 4x8 size, and that will allow about 1/8 of an inch border all around when I put our wood grain piece that's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 here. So just going to line that up perfectly. And there we go. Now that was dry enough for me to handle. And you might notice that I used our journaling marker and the journaling pen, and I just wanted to create a little bit of a distinction between the edge of that wood and the cardstock that backs it. So I thought this was just an understated little accent to draw that little line around the edge. Now we're going to use that scallop stitched circle, and I'm putting some foam tape down. You can see I'm using those non-stick micro tip scissors. I have just decided I want to like sort of overlap the blue, the lagoon, just a tiny bit with those scallops because I want the words to really have, I want you to be able to read the words. So I really wanted to keep it down in that right hand bottom corner there, so to speak. This way you could see the words. So I'm going to just set this pie piece down and make sure, yep, I can see the words, cutie and sweetie, and I like where it's located. So now with the little whipped cream, I'm going to put a little piece of foam tape just on the bottom because that is going to stick right on that piece of pie. And now it is time just to add a little bling. So here we have our platinum stickles. This is one of my favorite colors in the stickles that we offer because, yeah, platinum, not quite gold, not quite silver, just a beautiful, rich color. So I like it as an accent, and it just gives this card the little pop that it needs. And so I'm going to lay down 3 little dots of the stickles. Everything's better in an odd number like 3s. And I just think that that gives us the perfect amount of understated bling. So those are the pair of cards, and I hope that you've enjoyed learning how to make them. They're quick, they're easy, and they're going to be great to send to family members this year. You could also use this as placeholders if you wanted to on your Thanksgiving table. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you've been inspired here. If you've not yet done so, please consider becoming a subscriber and hitting the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming projects here at the Girl Plus Paper. Thanks for watching and have a creative day.